Hello and welcome to another episode of Dampod. In this episode, we continue with the second model about podcasting, which covers the technical parts. We will focus on sound editing and more specifically, music and sound effects. We will explore how to use audio creatively to elevate your podcast episodes. Before we get into the specifics of editing, let's take a moment to understand the incredible impact audio has on your podcast. Music and sound effects can shape the listening experience and connect with your audience on a deeper level. Imagine listening to a thrilling mystery podcast without the eerie background music, or a heartwarming story without the touching melodies. It is the power of audio that enhances the emotional connection and engagement. The key to effective audio editing lies in selecting the right music and sound effect. When choosing music, consider the emotions you want to evoke. For instance, if you're telling a suspenseful story, a tense soundtrack can heighten the drama. Make sure to source audio from reputable libraries or secure proper license to avoid copyright issues. Now, let's get hands-on with the editing process. Fading audio in and out smoothly can help prevent jarring transitions. Adjusting volume levels ensures that music and sound effects complement your content rather than overpower it. Remember, precision is key when timing audio elements to create a seamless listening experience. Music and sound effects can transport your audience to different places and emotions. Think of your podcast as a canvas and audio as your paintbrush. When discussing a serene outdoor scene, birds chirping softly in the background can immerse your audience. On the flip side, a mysterious music piece can keep your listeners on the edge of their seats during a suspenseful plot twist. Great podcasting is all about storytelling. Think of audio as a character in your story. The right sound effect, placed at the perfect moment, can create vivid imagery and evoke emotions in your listeners. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it that makes your podcast memorable. Wondering where to find quality music and sound effects for your podcast? You don't need to be a composer or sound engineer to access great audio resources. Libraries like SoundCloud, Audio Jungle, and Free Music Archive offer a wide range of options. Remember to check the licensing agreements to ensure you're using audio legally. Now, let's talk a bit more about the technical parts. Let's say you have imported your sound effects and your music in your editing software. What are the steps to edit those elements and blend them with your voice? To use sound effects, drag them from the project panel and drop them onto the timeline at the desired location. Okay, now you have dragged the desired sound effects or music on your timeline at the layer that you want. It is essential to ensure that your sound effects blend seamlessly with your audio. Use the volume level controls on the timeline to adjust the sound effects volume as needed. Then, trim sound effects to match the timing that you wish. You can use the razor tool to cut sound effects at specific points and the selection tool to move or delete sections. Crossfading is very important. Smooth transitions between sound effects can be achieved using crossfades. Apply crossfade transitions to create a natural flow between audio elements. If you become familiar with all that through practice, then it's time to add different layers. A talking voice together with the background music and also a sound effect or even two sound effects. Layering sound effects can add depth and richness to your audio. Experiment by combining different sound effects to create unique and immersive audio experiences. All software also offer a variety of audio effects that can enhance your sound effects. Explore options like EQ, reverb, and pitch shifting to add character and depth to your audio. Remember that creativity is your greatest asset. By thoughtfully integrating audio into your episodes, you can leave a lasting impact on your audience. Another tip: intro and outro are important. Work carefully to choose how you open and close your podcast. Your intro and your outro are the ones that set the tone. Give character to your podcast. Hook the listener. Choose something relevant to the content and to yourself. Also, a final tip for music and sound effects in general: don't overdo it. Many times, the answer is just your voice. Simple as that. Without any effects, without any music, use those elements only when needed. Use silence as well, which is also very powerful. There isn't one correct way to do it. Overproduction doesn't mean good production. Choosing carefully when to do what, that is a big key in a good podcast. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode of Dampot.